My name is Lila Bashan, and I'm an American diplomat with the United States Agency for International Development. But these are all of my own personal views, and it's nothing official. I'd like to talk to you about 5 reasons to pursue a career in international relations. I've spent my whole career focused on international relations, so of course I think it's the coolest gig. But for those of you who aren't quite sold or interested in learning more, this is for you. So, the first reason, number 1, you get to travel, explore new cultures, new countries, new food, new sights, new smells, new sounds. I find it very exciting. I love the adventure part of this lifestyle. You don't have to live abroad to pursue a career in international relations. A lot of people do, but you can always be based in America and still pursue a global career. And a lot of times that means you get to travel, which is really exciting. So about a dozen years ago, I was a conflict prevention officer for Sub-Saharan Africa at the State Department's Office of the Coordinator for Reconstruction and Stabilization. And there, depending on the issues we were working on, I would travel to a different country in Sub-Saharan Africa, get to learn about that country, go do a short week or 2 trip there, and just get a little exposure to this new country, and I loved it. I also love getting to live abroad. It's really cool. You get to understand these quirks and intricacies in a country that you wouldn't know about otherwise. Like when I did my study abroad in Japan about 20 years ago in college, I was curious that they had ate mayonnaise on a lot of their food, and it turns out it was because one of the members of the famous boy band there really loved mayonnaise. And so it became this cultural phenomenon that people would put it on a lot of their food. My last overseas tour before Armenia, which is where I am now, was in a country called Tajikistan in Central Asia. And honestly, before living there, I probably couldn't have pointed out Tajikistan on a map. And now I love the 2 years that we spent there getting to understand the culture and the history. And it's a beautiful country just north of Afghanistan. If you ever have a chance to go visit, you should. So the second reason why you should pursue a career in international relations is not only do you get to learn more about other countries, you get to learn more about yourself. Being put in new situations, it challenges your resiliency. It helps you understand your boundaries. The challenges are really an opportunity to understand yourself and understand what home means to you, what you need to feel comfortable, how you respond to uncertainty. I think for a lot of people, they wouldn't like it, but I find it such a great opportunity to have a better understanding of myself. And between the travel and then getting to learn more about yourself, I think it really increases your empathy because it helps you understand that people are more similar than they are different. And no matter what country you are in the world, people all want the same things. They want to be able to take care of themselves and their families. And understanding that living in safety with enough food and a shelter over your head is something people want all over the world. And that leads me to my third reason, is that it's really empowering to know that you're doing what you can to help make the world a better place. You're not going to alleviate all poverty and suffering tomorrow, but you're going to know that you're doing what you can to help make a positive change, and you're trying to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. So having a career in international relations means that you're tapped into a lot of what's going on in the world, and a lot of that can be human suffering, which can be really hard to process and to handle. And at the same time, that human suffering is occurring whether you're aware of it or not. And working on these issues can help you feel like you're at least trying to do something to improve people's lives. I know it sounds hokey, but really any little bit is a step in the right direction. And at least working on these issues, you're doing something to try to help with them, whether it's maternal and child health, tuberculosis, rural entrepreneurs, food security, trafficking in persons. There's so many important issues to be working on, and understanding what you're passionate about and what you want to focus on, and then going and doing it can be so empowering, and every little bit counts. The fourth reason to pursue a career in international relations is you don't have to be super experienced or have tons of overseas experience to get started. You can take your own unique set of skills and turn them into a career in international relations. You don't have to be an ambassador. You don't have to have done Peace Corps. You can figure out what skills you do have and how those translate. And so, like, if you're a human resources expert, go be a human resources expert in the Aid Foreign Service or the State Department Foreign Service or at an NGO, at a foundation. You're a graphic designer. You are a good writer. You want to be a technical expert, and you just need to get a little bit more academic experience around it. International relations institutions needs all sorts of people. There's a million and one ways to turn your passion and interest into a career in international relations. So take what you know and take your skills and then figure out how that fits in to where you want to work and what you want to focus on. And then the fifth reason to pursue a career in international relations is that you're always learning. It's constant learning, and I really love that. I finished grad school about 15 years ago, and still every day I am learning something new. I went to grad school to study peace and conflict resolution, but I have worked on such an array of issues and managed multi-sectoral teams working on things that I never thought I'd be working on, like energy security, agribusiness, child welfare reform, transitional justice. I mean, tons of interesting things over these last 15, 20 years. And I'm constantly learning. I read the news every day to understand what's going on in the world. And it's not only learning about current events or technical issues, it's also learning new processes, strategies, ways of thinking. I love having a job that really takes a lot of mental power, and I think it's so interesting. So I obviously think a career in international relations is super awesome, and I hope I've given you some ideas on why you might think it's super awesome too. Please subscribe to my page if you'd like to get updates about new videos, and please leave a comment or a question if you have any. Thank you.